Alright guys, we should be back again. It's been a little bit awkward here, so during the break we did manage to find both Peely and True. We've actually got him set up practicing right in front of us. In fact, hey True! True! Give us a wave. So we got True over there. I don't know where Peely went, but he was here, so we've at least got them sorted. Our concern is Moss is still missing. Moss is like the one guy we should be treating like royalty, and we can't get in contact with him. Because he won the road to DreamHack. So Tells paid 4, got the $400 prize money. So I was really hoping to find him during the break, but we couldn't, and I don't want to delay matches all day because of it. So what we're going to do is cast SirRobin and Suppy. It's a qualifying match. You'll send one of the players through to the round of 8. So for the next stage. I think he typed it in chat.
He did.
Yeah, sequencer first. Okay. Which is in the old map. I don't know, what do you think? SirRobin's actually, I feel like, been consistently like a mid-tier player, right? Like, I've never seen him get worse.
GM.
Well, the thing is, like, I've never seen him be worse than he is, but he's also not improved much either.
Okay, sure, yeah. All I know is that he's GM, like lower set of GM, so that's been consistent for years, unless it's changed in the last year, probably, I guess, is the one I don't know. So, I would still give Suppy's like instincts and base skill level the win here for a ZvZ. But I don't know, if SirRobin's best matchup is ZvZ, then maybe I give it to SirRobin. But I don't know.
Well, I'm glad we got to actually see quite a bit of Suppy today. He's shown us that he's not rusty. That was obviously a question, right? Oh, error.
Yeah, rusty mechanically, no, not so much. Out of the loop on some of the builds, I suppose, of the last year or two, maybe. But he's handling it well. He's handling it without as much grace as you would expect from a guy that, you know, was actually taking down Koreans at the top of his game.
Well, we had a small moment of possible lobby bug, but looks like it's sorted, so SirRobin, stay when ready. Also, I'm going to assume audio and stuff is still good. I don't see any complaints in chat.
Turned off the music, right?
Yes.
Good job.
Nailing it. I did forget to turn Twitch alerts back on because we were going to try and get caught up with that, but maybe we'll do that when we get a little bit more downtime. I am going to have a terrible... No. It's today. I'm going to have a terrible follow-up after this best of 3, though.
Why?
I have to go get a drink with Arknog
before
he disappears. So you guys are going to have a kind of tipsy Rifkin when I get back from that.
He's going to have one Bud Light, and he's going to be off his rocker.
Arknog, by the way, going to give him a little bit of love. Hey, JD! What's up? This is the guy, of course, who bought the TV to help give everyone a better viewing experience.
Actually, yeah, we have, so there's drinking in the venue, which is always a bit of a surprise. But they also, the vouchers they gave us also account for drinking.
Did you actually see the VIP Bud Light stuff at the front main stage area?
I saw a bunch of Bud Light stuff. I didn't recognize it as VIP.
What's cool is, like, well, it's not VIP necessarily in terms of, like, you have to be, like, reserved. But if you go to the Bud Light area, it's actually closer to the stage.
Oh,
than,
sure,
like,
sure.
sitting in the audience. So it's like, hey, buy a Bud Light and get the best seat in the house type thing.
I still don't know what Southern Roots is. Can I figure that out?
I don't know. I barely understand grits, zombie grub.
No, it's like, I mean, it's a restaurant that they made sure to include by name in the things that are included. Well, sounds fancy.
Sure, if we ask around, we'll find out. We got another day to figure it out, right? We're getting game number 1, though. This is DreamHack Atlanta, and this is, of course, going to be a qualifying match into that round of 8. Now, Suppy actually asked us about this. We'll explain it more to you guys, the audience here, after we do these intros, because in the top right, it is the man with the plan, the blue Zerg, Suppy.
And in the bottom left, as the red Zerg, he is SirRobin.
Brave SirRobin. Still on Team Gravity. I didn't realize that was still around, but...
Yeah, I mean, team, clan, group of friends that occasionally play StarCraft together. Those tend to hang around for quite some time.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so explain what I was inferring there. Suppy was asking if the round of 8 was tomorrow, because I know it sounds weird. Like, it's a qualifying match into the round of 8. It makes it sound like it's going to be a big thing for tomorrow. The PCs we're renting actually won't be here tomorrow, so we can't run anything in the morning. So it has to, like, everything has to play out tonight. Everything has to play out today, up to the semifinals, to go to the main stage for tomorrow. So round of 8 included, and we're going to be casting all those. So it's the game plan at this point is basically this best of 3. 4 more best of 3s, and then we're done with the day, or should be done with the day at that point.
Right.
There might be like one loser's match just like really dragging out. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll see where our energy levels are
There
at.
might be a big gap between this one and the round of 8 just because the losers bracket still has to follow through. So I'm going to guess we're going to want to cast another best of 3 because it's not just the semifinals we're waiting for in the losers bracket. We'd also be waiting for the 5th place match, which is another losers bracket, if you will.
So there, yeah, actually I should know there's like a sub-losers bracket. It's not for everybody, but it's for only some who get far enough. And that's because this tournament does, per the request of Blizzard, pay out to the 16th place. And with us taking 5 players out of this to go to the round of 8, it does make that a little bit awkward. So we'll tackle that issue as we get to it. For now, though, Suppy coming across the map with a couple lings. More than a couple, but still a couple of lings.
Yeah, Suppy did open with a much slower hatchery. So as such, he has like, 20 seconds, 30 seconds on that speed timing. That's big enough to do some damage if he decides to go for it.
He actually just wrecked that ling fight too. 4 lings for none. Like, oh jeez.
Yeah, that's pretty bad for SirRobin, but it's not the end of the world. He sees a Baneley nest, Suppy that is. SirRobin has an Overlord, and that's about another side of the map, so I don't think he's seen that Suppy has potential for Banelings. The Baneley nest alone might make Suppy, I was going to say hesitant to take advantage of the speed timing. If they have Banelings, that's usually a good enough defense unless you really, really want to commit and try and win the micro wars. So a faster third base. Okay.
Well, you know what's interesting
a bit of
about
pressure
this?
later.
This wasn't, I think, spaced 1 grid away. The queen's actually not properly nestled in there like she normally would be.
It's not perfect, no. It still reduces some surface area, but it could be better. Just worrying about getting it down and protecting somewhat. Suppy takes the third base. I would expect SirRobin's going to take the third base with limited gas, which might not matter. I think in Roach versus Roach, you don't really get up to 6 gases too quickly. Don't quote me on that one. But the option is there. But it is a lot safer, which is certainly a benefit. You don't really have to worry about dodging out the lings to your natural base as well as to your third. They're going to just cover each other. If he was worried. I was going to say, usually around this time, around the third bases, you're going to see both players make a couple lings and banelings, just realizing the scuffle that is ZvZ. And that is what they're doing.
Well, Baneling's Morphin a little bit out of the way, so definitely he wants to be prepared for this. I mean, we've obviously followed a lot of Suppy today, but SirRobin's also gone through the bracket pretty quickly. I tried to check, but I didn't have time before the fight began. A lot of 2-0s on the bracket, telling me he's probably also had a fair chunk of good games too. But, ooh, Banling hit on the left side, not so good. Scared of Suppy's Banelings as well, so just running away right now.
Suppy maybe overmade banelings, but he should be good.
Oh, well, he's going to lose a lot of them. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I was quite worried that was going to happen. He still has enough lings on the backside, and they're both going back into droning anyways. This will not snowball. It is important to note that they both are going back to building drones. At SirRobin, a couple more. Suppy invested into a Roach Warren and then a lair, which SirRobin has just gone for a lair.
A lot of drones.
Oh, they're going to be going into the gas soon.
Oh, hopefully transfer to that base, what I was thinking. But yeah, gas too.
Yeah, perfect amount, actually, for the gas. 6 taken away. Sound of a solid player. But I feel like it's SirRobin, you know, he doesn't have an Evolutionary, but doesn't have a Roach Warren. Feeling the Spire. Spire play against Roach is something we haven't seen quite yet. We saw a lot of Spire play with the Penguins game earlier on, but that was mostly Spire versus Spire.
I want to check it with Penguin too, see how he's doing in the brackets. I was actually really astonished that the first game of the day he would be able to fall. I mean, someone has to, obviously, but not him. Not like this.
Well, his opponent's also in the losers brackets.
Yeah,
which was
Bloomerangs.
kind of had. Okay, it is that Spire. It's chugging along already. So that means that the third base that SirRobin did take is actually questionable. Whereas the Roaches, I think they build up a little bit more, and there's actually a very precise number of gases that you really want to balance out with your minerals. For the most part, mutas are just like, I need all my gases, and I need them to be, you know, as quick as possible. So the fact that there's only one gas in that third is a little detrimental. We got more Ling scuffles going on here. Once again, Suppy takes the worst trade of the Banelings.
Yeah, Suppy's really not getting good use of Banelings this game. That worries me. Like, I'm not sure if he's just like excited, scared. Like, he's making some very basic ZvZ mistakes.
Yeah, looks a little bit rusty on the Baneling control, but he has the solid mechanics to have enough lings to push this back. He is going to be changing things up. He never started +1 missile attack. He only made a couple of Roaches, and he's going into his own Spire, which even though it's been almost an entire Spire behind, this can sometimes work. Keep in mind that SirRobin doesn't know Suppy's going to go for a Spire. so there's a bit of like misinformation on both sides.
Well, there's another part of it too, where it's like it's gas totals that matter, not like how fast you get them out, right? Like if both players had 600 gas for mutas, doesn't matter if someone got theirs that much faster.
Anyone have banelings? I don't think anyone has banelings. Oh, but SirRobin stalling.
Okay, so he's a little bit slow on the draw for this one. A lot of drones run away. Suppy splitting between the bases. SirRobin does as well, so there's just chaos all over the map.
This is so bad. If Suppy was just continuing to make roaches, he probably takes the better end of this trade no matter what. But because he was banking almost 1,000 for his mutas, he's also taking a lot of drone damage and not dealing as much. Man,
well, he actually ended up wasting a lot of time on one of those extractors.
Yeah.
Queen's gonna go down. That's kind of nice too, but yikes. The spine quality here held for a bit. Roaches come out one at a time, get surrounded. Ling's also going down. I think Suppy's starting to just fall behind a bit too much at this point. Because, of course, with a Spire getting canceled, he now has no way to counter his opponent's mutas.
There was really no way anyways. He had already spent most of his money on roaches and lings. He was down to building maybe 3, and then that was it. So it's probably better that he canceled that Spire. He does have one shot to move across the map with lings and roaches and try and do that economic damage, buy time for himself. But down to 25 drones, I don't think he can reinforce well enough against the mutas.
Yeah, there's not going to be fungal growths coming out to save him. There's not really anything here. Just the odds queen and maybe a spore caller he can bait the fight to. Suppy does still continue to trade to the run buys, and I really like this on a sequencer, but SirRobin's here with his own lings ready to defend.
Yeah. Suppy has no shot to reverse the snowball, I think, at this point.
You know, it's not even just on Suppy here, but I'm surprised how little banelings have been used for both players this game, considering how many lings have been involved.
Yeah. You know, Suppy going for that extractor obviously made it so the drone count discrepancy was huge, but I guess he was thinking, like, I'm getting to mutas and so are you. And in that way, I really respect the choice, but it's just too bad because I think if he wasn't going for mutas, he just holds. He has, like, 10 roaches barely popping out. The lings are distracted by them and the damage is equalized. A longer game ensues. But because he's going for his own Spire and thinking about those mutas, everything went topsy-turvy for Suppy. And he's just, I mean, he's trying to play it out, but this economy must feel so strained. He's got to feel that he's below 40 drones. I think he's going back up to 30. Well, that third base going down, needs Rudy to tap out. Yeah, it's gotta be GG, come on. Well, it's gonna happen. He's got a lot of faith in his queens in this one.
I can understand why he's thinking, but that's just like a moment of reflection too on this game. Suppy's hand's not coming off the keyboard, but there's the GG, and so SirRobin will take game number 1.
Hey, not bad. I'd say that definitely he was taking those baneling trades better. That might have thrown Suppy off more than just the numbers, because numbers-wise, I don't think the banelings actually mattered. He had enough lings to take care of any snowball effect that could happen, to save his economy as well, and the gas didn't end up actually being a play because he never got to Spire. The gas he put in his own banelings, but it might have thrown off his mental game. You know, you start that kind of snowball in your own head, where you're just like, oh man, I can't believe I lost 4 banelings. Oh, I can't believe I lost another 4 banelings. And then also trying a kind of a trick build with that sneaky Spire. I think it really ruined his game plan. That ling run by was going to be a gorgeous thing until he also got ling run by.
It was. Also, man, I keep checking for Masa. Like, I'm really paranoid. I don't want to like miss anything.
Well, I mean, he told him. I mean, he knows where the convention is, right?
Like, I saw him yesterday. I talked to him about it. I don't even know. Like, he requested a PC, but he never confirmed.
If he's not here, then it's totally on him.
Yeah,
It would suck, but
yeah. All right, both players are ready. Let's hop into game number 2 here in the qualifying match.
This Powerade tastes weird.
Oh, there was a Powerade. That was Gatorade. I just assume all blue things are Gatorade, to be honest.
Powerade is kind of the knockoff Gatorade, to be honest. I don't think anyone thinks of it primarily.
It's like a knockoff Gatorade that got more popular than Gatorade.
I don't think Powerade's more popular than Gatorade.
I definitely see it in more places.
Gatorade is used so much more for like public media shit, whatever.
All right, well, we're hopping to game number 2. Spawning top left, we've got the blue Zerg, SirRobin. Not one to run away. Not in game 1.
In the bottom right, as the red Zerg, it's Suppy.
All right, so of course for Suppy, it's never fun coming off of a loss. But the one thing I do like is, even though maybe he was retired, maybe he stopped playing, maybe he got rusty, I think you probably never forget how to shake off a loss. Not saying it gets any easier or better, but this is a guy who's plenty accustomed to both winning and losing.
His mentality was pretty solid when he was a top tier player. So I think that sticks with you. I do agree about that.
I mean, I got to give some special shout outs to Suppy too, because a lot of people. I think this was even before your time on BaseTradeTV. He was one of the first guys to come on StarCraft 2 Survivor with us, and it was a little bit sad because he was out earlier than I would have hoped. Because I know he's a big fan of Survivor too, but Suppy really was. He was actually that project is what got us partnered on Twitch back in the day. So amongst the whole, we had like Tempo, Queenie, bunch of people, but Suppy too.
I was casting on BaseTradeTV every now and then because I also did a judgment. I judged a segment.
That's right. You doing? We had someone else coming in to judge for that one episode. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Yep.
God, that's a long time ago. That's over 4 years at this point for sure.
That's correct. I mean, our longest sub I think is 47 months now. So.
I don't know anything else I have in my life that's 47 months old. Like.
You? I mean, you're longer than that. That's pretty amazing.
Well, that's true. See, that's longer than that. I don't have anything else that's 47 months old.
Exactly. That's going to be really hard to, even if you did have something.
I'm a few more than 47 months old.
We have 47-ness in our hearts.
Man, those posters are so cool. I'm so mad. I actually very much intended to bring one and get people to sign it, but I totally just forgot about it entirely.
My mom hung one up. She framed it, hung it up in our office.
Tweeted it because she's really awesome like that.
And then put our names on there so I guess when people come over and ask.
I love too. It was ripped out paper too. It wasn't even neatly cut. It was just she tore the edges off a piece of scrap.
But the writing is very neat.
Yes.
My
I don't know.
Mom has always made fun of my handwriting.
Yeah, Zymbrio has literal chicken scratch. You guys hear people make fun of doctors for their handwriting?
Okay,
doctors make fun of Zymbrio for her handwriting.
It's not as bad as the thing I handed you. The thing I handed you was on my knee, tilted.
Left-handed.
It was super quick as you were talking. I was trying to write down notes. It's a bit better than that, but not by much.
This is where we need to have a handwriting contest. We'll write a sentence. We won't show ourselves writing it, and then we'll show stream of who wrote which sentence.
Yeah, until you told everyone that, they assume the girl has a better handwriting.
Yeah.
But the smaller I write, the better it is, which is kind of a weird phenomenon. But hey, we do have some aggression. Suppy making a lot of early lings. He had that timing he could have abused last game, but decided just went for third instead.
This isn't even all that committed. He's already gone back to droning.
But he has those sticky banelings. This is actually what caught his last Zerg opponent off guard so badly. And it's catches SirRobin off guard. I think he wisely not using those drones.
I think that was actually brilliant. He could have gotten a couple cheap kills, but this one guarantees he gets the lings.
This might just be a snowball effect. He is taking out the lings as they come out of the hatchery. He's starting to take out the drones. No Spine Call is going to be available. He should be on top of any baneling coons as well. Oh, no, he's going for it.
He gets an okay hit. That wasn't that amazing, to be honest. But he's already done so much damage, so more banelings are coming out of him. These lings are trying to guard what they can. The queen will get a shot off or two, maybe, but...
Go for it!
A lot of these drones are in the one-shot range, and they stack! 15 drones go down! SirRobin now left 10 workers behind that of Suppy.
That's still not totally terrible. He's already has the third base, too, but I think that's going to be a compounding effect. Of course, he's going to have trouble getting queens, and thus larva, and thus more lings.
Yeah, every time Suppy's taking one of these trades, too, where he takes one or two lings out and loses nothing for it, it doesn't seem like a big trade like a Terran drop does, but it's still something that's getting him very much ahead.
It's so early in the game, too, to be down 10 workers is especially mortifying. He cancels the third base, but it's already too late. GG.
All right, we got another game number 3.
Yeah. Suppy once again catching a Zerg player off guard with those sneaky 2 banelings. You'll see in pro games sometimes. It seems to be based off of whether they just recently played a ladder game, which has happened, but sometimes they'll send a single ling off to the sides. They're not really checking for much, I would say, except for banelings morphing preemptively while you're waiting for the speed to finish. So it's a nice little trick.
Well, we're going to Ascension to Ire for the third and final map. It's another standard one that did stick around from the previous season's ladder pool.
Yeah. Is Odyssey and Ascension both in the new map pool?
Yes.
Damn. The one thing I didn't like about...
as well.
Yeah, the one thing I didn't like about the map pool of last season is that they had 2 maps that, in my opinion, were very similar to each other. Yeah, the middle's a bit different with the plateau, and the bases are kind of different too, but the idea and the setup was too similar. I didn't like it.
Hey, before we get this game going, Rich, come give the camera a smile. I want to show off the guy who rented us these PCs, guys.
Well, hello.
Without him, we wouldn't have a casting PC. Without him, we wouldn't have 8 PCs for the players. Rich for the Cave Gaming is an awesome dude.
Yep.
Guys, much appreciated.
There you go. There you got it.
He's just trying to show off his awesome breasts. He's got pecs, guys.
You don't usually call them breasts. Oh,
I said
no.
pecs.
Not this discussion again.
It's packs, not packs, bro. We're good.
I got like 7 packs down here. All right, they're ready. Let's get into it. Map number 3, the final game to decide who goes into that round of 8. Now, again, round of 8 matches are played today. They are best of 3, and they are single elimination only. This is where the warm-up time for Peely, True, and what should have been Masa, I don't know where he is going to really pay off.
Doesn't care, man. Maybe he's the type that doesn't warm up. He just comes in place.
I'm trying to think if he was one of the guys warming up at Gameland. I know Zest was like crazy warming up when we did Gameland.
Zest was really the only guy. I think sometimes, honestly, they don't even really want to. They just have nothing else to do. Like that's, there's a lot of different types of people, and I even like my own tournaments. I found like maybe like warming up isn't as good. I don't know. I feel like it's when you warm up and you get that game where you just make stupid mistakes and you're like, well, I wouldn't do that ever again, but I just did it, so shit. Like that's what really tilts you.
So apparently, by the way, Masa did finally reach out to me. I know where he's sitting. He'll need a PC for tomorrow, which is funny because he'll be on the main stage if he advances. But apparently he's good for today. I'm not sure the details, but we'll find him after. I'm going to go confirm with him for sure after this series is done, which will conclude after this game. It's map 3, top left. We got the Blue Zerg, SirRobin.
In the bottom right, as the Red Zerg, he is Suppy.
Okay, so I like that game 2 kind of showed a lot better. You talked about this briefly, but like better banelink control. Maybe game 1 for him really was like, oh, I made that stupid mistake with the banelings. Like I can't afford to keep doing that. So, that's what his focus is. He tightens up, getting here into game 2, and like he played that really well. Not going for the drones, actually getting the hits on the lings. Like Suppy played that last game awesome.
He did. That was some really smart control. SirRobin completely blindsided, though. I expect to see him not over-defend, which he's not doing. He's not like playing overly defensive, overly cautious. He goes for a same simple opener, the hatch gas pool, which is going to be totally fine. But I mean, like sending that Ling out to check for the banelings, or being a little more on guard about his own Ling timing and not playing as greedy with the drones. Because he wasn't really playing greedy. That was just such a committed early game attack that if you're not prepared, you're not prepared. But a simple scout on the banelings can mean a lot, in fact. A simple scout on 2 lings waiting off to the left side, even before they're banelings, if they're just waiting, can tell you so much about what their intentions are. And he also, I don't think, ever got those lings across the map. That was true in both games. He was always the one that had his lings back at home.
Also, as I go to check, make sure we're not going robot-y or something. High Tempered says, wait, this isn't live, is it?
I don't know why it wouldn't be.
It's pre-recorded, and we knew you were going to ask that question at
oh,
this time.
snap.
You think there's an oracle somewhere here?
But not in any series we've cast. We haven't cast any Protoss.
I always thought the oracle kind of looked like a magic 8-ball, and like it's the same thing.
It's like a disco light, man.
Well, Leah, when you dance it gets the disco lights, which is it's really cool.
Alright, these lings are not going to stay by the side to turn into banelings, unless they sneak out. I guess that's a possibility. Taking on the queen's not going to work, not with the positioning she has.
Dare you stay out past your curfew?
Suppy does once again have that big speed lead. Oh, SirRobin does get lings across the map. They don't see anything, though. And honestly, even if there was a ling swell, they might not see that. So one's about to die.
Yeah, nice little micro moves out of Suppy to keep the drone alive. Like, really not giving SirRobin anything for that.
I think SirRobin saw the third base drone go out, so that's a pretty good tell. You wouldn't be able to check now, but I'm pretty sure
I
it's
was
all the
going to see
drone
if he was going to angle the Overlord and confirm or not.
Now, that one needs to scout if any lings come down that pathway, that bridge. The ramp, that's the word, the ramp.
Well, the third for SirRobin is not a bad spot, but it is, in my opinion, a little bit more exposed. This isn't like taking the forward natural. Like, this actually, we're getting to the point in the game where if there was a ling run by coming, you're not getting queens down here to defend anytime soon. There's
not really a great third, though. I don't think there's a much safer one. The other third is closer, I think, with creep, but not by much. Maybe like 1 cube tumor, half a cube tumor, something like that. Either one, I think, is an okay choice. And that's I'm not as surprised as it was on the sequencer game, actually. But even that made sense, because, like, safety-wise. But a bit of a scuffle in the third base. Banelings are already made by Suppy. SirRobin would have to commit a little bit more if he wanted to do damage.
A little bit more.
Well, you have to make at least banelings. He's trying to just, micro this out. He does have a single baneling, 2 banelings. There we go. He did get awesome trades last time they fought around the third base. Not going to happen here.
I thought he's 1 baneling for 1 baneling on the low one. That's kind of cool.
Not nearly as good as it was last first game.
Both players are controlling themselves a lot better, though. Like, Suppy, again, he's setting this up a little bit, so SirRobin didn't run head first into some silliness.
You know, Suppy's going for this really fast lair, so it's not just about defending his third base, it's also about denying scouting, and SirRobin's not even thinking about scouting. He kind of dipped into the natural, but I think that was more to see if he had an opportunity to run in and kill drones than it was trying to get into the main base.
No, Overlord.
So he has no idea, and it's still, you know, it's still debatable about whether they would put down an Evolution Chamber and a Roach Warren at the front. Like, that's...
Yeah, no scouting at all, actually, is killer, because then he doesn't know anything about gases. That's all up in the air for questions.
That might just be what kills SirRobin. You know, that first game, nothing surprising really happened. The two Banelings went off to the side. The fast Spire didn't happen. In fact, he was the one with the faster Spire. But in the last game, got surprised with two Banelings. This game, could be very surprised by the Spire. He's going very, very dedicated with his Lings, and so far they aren't working. And this is actually getting to, I was going to say, an all-in territory unless he started something right now. Finally starts a lair, but that lair starts as the Spire is halfway done for Suppy. He needs to get something done with these Lings.
Yeah, and a lot of this for me is going right back to the fact that he hasn't scouted, and he's posturing with Lings, he's posturing with Banelings. Really, Suppy doesn't need to do anything but react.
Suppy has to be careful to balance out, I guess. You know, he is going to Aspire, he does want to build more than a couple of mutas.
Surprise!
He should be able to get out perfectly fine.
Surprise.
Yeah, he has so many Banelings. As long as they all weren't clumped together, this is A-okay. And SirRobin, unable to do damage, he should be figuring out there's something there. You know, like, he put in so much more to that. He delayed his lair so much more. He's got to be figuring, like, what's coming out from Suppy. Is it a Roach Warren? Is it a Spire? Probably hoping to God it's not a Spire, because his own would be so late.
Suppy actually got really scared to put down two Spine Crawlers. I was going to take away a little bit, but he was more gas, I think, hurting than he was mineral hurting.
I don't mind this at all. Like, how much SirRobin continues to commit to the Lings. You know, there could be a fear there's 1-1 on the way. There could be a fear that it is just a massive Ling all-in, which it was kind of borderline anyways. He sees that there's mutas now, and there's like the time where like half a Spire behind is really not that bad. But this much of a Spire difference feels pretty bad.
For me, what really gets me here is I can't mouse over on this apparently. It's what we talked about the gas totals, right? Like, SirRobin might be late to mutas, but if he still had the same amount of overall gas as Suppy in mind this game, that wouldn't be the case. But he's made so many more Banelings than Suppy. He's lost so many more Banelings than Suppy.
Yeah.
I just can't fathom there's a world where he's going to have the same muta count. Suppy's already on way more than he has gas and upgrade on the way.
Even if he did have that equalizing amount of resources, even though they're later, he would still be late to the upgrade. Which Suppy's hitting the wrong one, granted. Like, he didn't realize SirRobin had that transition in mind.
I don't feel like it's the wrong one, it's just like a better one. It's not like he's not going to get advantage for the +1.
If you choose the worst one, isn't that the wrong one?
Only if it costs you the game. If Suppy still wins with +1, I think he's fine.
Alright. Well, I think he is. I think, like, you eventually get to 1-1 anyways, because even though +2 Carapace is better as well, as, you know, +1 Carapace, it's just a lot more expensive. So we see a lot more 1-1s come through than +2 zeros. But there we go. SirRobin starts 12 mutas, but limited by his gas count, so with a lot of minerals. I like that he got a faster fourth. I like that he had more drones for a time there, but he really wasn't able to put it into, you know, an overwhelming amount of Lings.
Oh,
so Suppy still has nothing to fear.
Well, actually, there's a bigger problem too. Where while the muta count might look like it's going to be even, they're spawning separately. If Suppy pounce on any of these, even just one, it's huge.
Yeah.
He misses two. That's a bad opportunity lost.
Yeah. He's going to be able to tear down a fourth base, which again, SirRobin wasn't really
he's going to have...
using.
Actually, if Suppy takes a fight here, he's going to have Lings with Gladeworm bounces. This will help him immensely in the fight.
I guess just like Drew Lings for SirRobin, but not really risking it. Can't quite count how many there are. And of course, he's still waiting on his own upgrade. But taking out the fourth base, SirRobin wasn't really using it for the economy, but he does need to get his larva count up because he's still banking so many minerals.
Suppy is the ex-teammate of the man who counts wings flapping or whatever. In control, my point here. So I would imagine if there's one person that could count Mutalisks flapping their wings, it's probably Suppy.
I think In Control is more well known for agreeing that you can't count the flapping of the wings. Like, he was very bad at counting them.
Because he wanted to make everyone think it wasn't possible, so his teammate could just learn to do it and no one else would be able to contest it. Think about it.
I was like, Idra wasn't too well known for counting flappy wings either. I don't know who you're talking about.
Well, I wasn't around when Idra was early on, so it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah. Well, there was a bit of a miss micro, from Suppy there. Loses, I think, that was 2 mutas? Almost 3. But he's got Lings. SirRobin has so many minerals, but never really made a huge flow of Lings. They're responding now, but only after a lot of drones go down.
So much just goes back to that hatchery problem, really, right? That was something for Larva Factory. A lot of queens had gone down, so there's just no injects happening.
Even
for a while.
with the 4th base, he was banking 2,000 minerals. It was really when the mutas popped out, he's finally able to spend it even a little bit.
Yeah, 13 workers down. Suppy's going to help him with that money problem, but the muta count here is actually so ridiculously Suppy favored. Again, maybe the quote-unquote wrong upgrade, but 3 extra mutas is a lot.
I wonder, like 3 mutas is kind of that question mark though, especially like if there's Lings, no Lings, Queen versus no Queen.
It's not going to be any question once that Carapace finishes up, and SirRobin hasn't even started his weapons, so it is going to be vastly, majority favoring Suppy.
SirRobin is trying to play a smarter long-term game, I guess, with his +2 Carapace, which I just mentioned is better, but it just costs a lot more. So the investment usually, like, sometimes cannot be worth the 1 or 2 muta difference that you would have if you're caught waiting for that upgrade. But if he's thinking about buying a lot of time and maybe getting a couple of lucky Ling Scuffles, which he's not doing a bad job of, he's trying, then maybe his mutas could grow to be even as stronger than Suppy's. You know, Suppy might have denied a 4th base from SirRobin, but he immediately planted another one down because he had the minerals, whereas Suppy was late to his 4th base. If that gets killed, he is running out of minerals in his main and natural, and on 62 drones, he would need a good number of minerals. Patches.
It's still tough. The muta fight is still pretty one-sided if it ever comes down, but these two don't look like they're colliding anytime soon.
Yeah.
Suppy's trying to. He really wants to fight. I think he knows he's got that advantage.
Oh, yeah.
So he's really trying to press
Oh, God! SirRobin takes a left turn.
Oh, and that was probably the worst thing he could have done.
Oh,
almost no mutas had died, and it goes
difference.
up to 7.
10 muta difference. That's pretty bad. His Lings also that were doing a decent job of distracting are caught. That's it for them. What? Can you go to units? What's his larva? Yeah, he just doesn't have any larva.
Both players are in the same category.
Yeah, but Suppy's spending his money better.
That's true.
SirRobin,
well, it's a lot easier to spend your money better when you got mutas, right? 100. It's a nice way to dump that mineral
That's
count.
usually what ends up taking out the mineral bank ZvZ, but not in SirRobin's
41
case.
to 28. If
That's
SirRobin was
insane.
pulling a penguin right now, make it like he's trying desperately to get infestors, recognizing this issue.
I feel like,
but he's so far out.
As soon as he realized he had to take a turn, that's when he was like, okay, I need to give up the muta war.
Well, he goes to take the fight, but it's not going to go well. 40 mutas is going to completely compound on these. Even though new ones are spawning to replace ones that are dying, he's still losing them faster than Suppy is losing Mutalis. Pulls back to be safe. He's worried about the queens. No need to be worried, though, because the Lings cleared out the base while this went on. Now, SirRobin is counterattacking. Suppy's taking a couple of drones losses. That's why he runs home with his Lings. But the muta fight's all that really matters. And 30 mutas to none. This game is without a doubt going to go to Suppy.
Yeah, it's absolutely over. GG, good luck. Suppy does qualify for the round of 8s.
Nice. We're all happy to see Suppy do well when he comes back. Any StarCraft player, for that matter. But who's this behind us? How's it going, dude? Here, I was gonna do commercials, but do you mind? Let's talk with Masa for a bit. You mind sitting? All right. Masa, my man, how's it going?
I'm good.
Giving me a stressed tummy ache looking for you today, dude.
I guess I can just use this.
Yeah,
Like
you
this,
can.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's easier to hear me, but whatever. So, how long have you actually been here so far today? Have you been practicing all day or what?
No, I got here like an hour ago.
Okay.
So I played 1 game so far.
And you've got a PC over there somewhere, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're for sure good?
Yeah, for today it's good. Tomorrow
Okay.
I'm gonna borrow.
Well, tomorrow you're on the main stage if you make it. So,
Oh, yeah.
there's no games played tomorrow except the main stage.
Okay.
So, for those who don't know, Masa won the Road to DreamHack to get here. So, hotel. How was the hotel, by the way?
Amazing.
Yeah. Which one
Yeah.
did you get? The Omni or?
Yeah. The
Yeah,
Omni.
we got put there too. It's pretty nice. So he won the hotel trip, as well as $400 for the travel. How much did that cover? Was that most of your ticket?
Actually, like one-way ticket here was like $300-400. So I'm losing a bit, but I'm also going to Philadelphia for Philadelphia later. So it covers up for it.
Makes a well. Plus, just even if you lose, just by showing up, you made like a bunch of money too to cover your trip. So that's nice. It's really cool having you play up for the weeks and the qualifiers. DreamHack Atlanta, not quite the biggest StarCraft DreamHack, but I think we got a pretty good tournament going here. Have you seen the brackets so far?
Oh no, not yet.
Okay, so round of 8, we've got you, Peely, True, because seeding. Then Suppy just qualified through. Honeyberry just qualified through. We got a couple players coming down here. Any names on here you're really afraid of, or is it mostly the other guys that got seeded, like True and Peely?
Yeah, just True and Peely.
Oh,
Really.
dude. You're not going to be afraid of Suppy? Come on, he's a doctor and a husband now.
That's a real life story, not in game, you know.
Okay, fair enough. Well, we're going to get things set up here. We'll be starting the Renovate soon. I don't know if we'll cast your match first or what. We'll figure that out during the break, guys, because we got to talk to the admin. But I wish you the best of luck, and we'll see you one way or the other in a bit.
Thank you.